Okay, it's not like we're not still counting individual numbers. Okay, now, as I said before, when you get to the text, and we can get into this further, it's much further into the textbook that I'm using, but we can get into this that will help our reading, is most numbers, of course, are spelled out. I mean, they're spelled out in your Hebrew language. So the only reason you need to be able to know this is so that if you're looking into a Hebrew text, you can find where you are. You can look up a scripture. You can look up Psalm 34. Okay? You can know where you are. Okay, after that, we've got Kuf and Tav, and that is 100 through 400, and both Shin and Sin are 300. They represent the same number. Okay? 100 through 400. Now, do we have a 400 chapter in the Bible? Nope. So you're not going to have to worry about it. What's the only one you're going to have to worry about? Right, okay. The highest number we have is 1 something, right? So, but this will help you. So when we looked up Psalm 119, we did 100, a 10, and a 9, which what? The 100 is Kuf, Yod, Tet. This is what you'll find. Okay. And it said Tehillim, Psalm 119. Okay. Now the little numbers. If you did y'all get to copy any of that handout from last week? Adrian and the kids didn't share. Hang on a minute, let me find it. I got it. Just don't know where. So I just handed her a copy.
Yeah, we can get it later.
Okay, I've got another. Here it is. I know I have another copy of this, but in the meantime. That's my original.
Okay, we have it.
Okay. But the small numbers that we have going down here, again, helping you count, those are the verses. Okay? And when you look at a verse, okay, I'm not going to write Hebrew. You look at a verse and then there's this, that's the end of the verse. And it comes right in the middle. They're not going to stop and start a new sentence down below it. And then the next verse starts. So, if this verse has that in front of it, it is representing that verse because this verse started above. Okay, so if you're looking for a particular verse and you're only in a Hebrew text, and that's the verse you're looking for, make sure that there's not a verse ending on that second line because this is the verse you're looking for. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm doing that just because I'm going to begin to give you some reading to do. Whether you understand it or not, I'm going to begin to give you some things to read. No, to read. You can do it in the privacy of your bathroom. I like that commercial where the boy's learning to play the clarinet or whatever and the family's about to lose its mind. They close the doors. Well, you know, go do it wherever. Okay, so that will help you in terms of your numbers. Is that good, Flo-Jo, on that? Okay. I do have another copy of that. I just don't know where. How did we do on our words that we looked up that were in Psalm 119? I gave you Strong's numbers. We're going to go over that in just a second. Strong's numbers to look up. Was any of that enlightening for you to realize the difference between Mishpat and Pikud and Orak, Davar, Imra? I read some really great stuff about Targum Onkelos, about Nimrod, but I didn't want to overload y'all with that. I will bring that to you because I love the fact that the Nimrod is used in Targum Onkelos and it's representing Yeshua in the middle of the Torah. So, but anyway, we looked at the word Imra. So, were y'all able to catch up with that, Annie? Y'all did not share that with her?
I forgot.
That's what they get for skipping class.
Okay. I know I got copies of this too somewhere. I got copies of this too. So, what I had everybody do, I had the Strong's number and make sure that Annie does have this information.
Yeah, I've seen
okay.
that.
Okay. So, but I just wanted people to look up the Strong's because these are all the words that are used in Psalm 119 for the word. precepts, testimonies, law, statutes, decrees, way, path, judgments, ordinances, all of those are used. Out of 176 verses in Psalm 119, I think there's only 4 that don't actually use a word for the word.
Wow.
So it's 170 something verses of praising the Word of God. And what the Word, you want to know what the Word of God will do for you and your family? Psalm 19 and Psalm 119.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So you want to help somebody understand the discipline of walking in God's Word. Those are 2 of the greatest chapters and just very elementary in helping somebody understand that. And when you understand the differences in statutes are our feast. You know, when you understand the differences, it helps. So, okay, before we go any further with that, those that have, hold that up. 'Cause I don't know, well, I've got my original here. Maybe this is, oh, that's my original. Where is mine? That's a good question.
When you get a chance, would you mind explaining again what the Targum Onkelos is?
Yes, the Targum
I forgot.
Onkelos is an ancient Aramaic translation of the Hebrew. Now, there's a Targum Onkelos. The word Targum just means translation, interpretation. Okay, Targum. And there's Onkelos, and this is used a lot among the Jewish people, okay? The Targum Onkelos. It's the ancient Aramaic, because Aramaic's very much like Hebrew. The ancient Aramaic translation of the Hebrew text, the Tanakh, okay? There's also a Jerusalem Targum. It also uses...
That's the one that popped up when I was gonna buy one in Amazon.
The Jerusalem
Yeah, they're Jerusalem, yeah.
Targum,
Yeah.
okay. Well, they're pretty, this is a great one to own, but they're both really good.
So which one do you recommend?
If I would go back to this one, it is the one most relied on.
What's the Targum Jonathan? Is there a Targum?
There's a Targum Jonathan as well. I do not know the difference in that. You could probably Google what's the difference in the Targum Jonathan. Ooh, it's hot in here. We
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
the
yeah,
door.
open that door.
Is Aramaic and Hebrew like, is it pretty much the same, or is it really different? Because we were looking at the Aramaic Bible.
Here's a biblical Hebrew and Aramaic student vocabularies. Guess what? They're like identical.
Yeah.
Okay? So Aramaic, like I said, that's why the Targum Onkelos is, I found all kinds of things this week looking through my stuff.
Do you have a rough date on the Targum Onkelos?
Ooh,
You don't have to know it off the top of your
no,
head.
but I will get that.
Okay,
I will get
or
that.
I can too.
Yeah.
No pressure.
I don't want to misstate.
Yeah.
I have a date in my mind, but compared to what I looked at this week, I may be wrong. So, okay, I did give you Psalm 119, the beginning of Psalm 119, and down here, and then another page. It wasn't the very next page, right? Okay, and y'all know that Psalm 119, each section of eight scriptures, are what? Every verse of the first section starts with Aleph. Every section of the second starts with Bet. Every verse in each section starts with the letter that it's corresponding with. Okay? Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet. Okay? So you can also tell if you're in the right place by just looking at the first letter of all the verses in that section, and you'll know which section you're in, especially in Psalm 119. Now, I asked you to look at Mishpat, Edah, Torah, Pikud, Mitzvah, Orak, Imra, Dabar, and Chok, and also Shamar showed up in this section, and wanted you to circle, underline, highlight the words. How hard was that? I mean, you can be honest. How hard was that?
It was challenging.
It was challenging.
Then you get interrupted in the middle of it, it really.
Yeah. Okay, I think another thing that you'll see, what I've done is I've gone back, I circled the word, and then I went back with my highlighter and highlighted the root. Because I'm going to be teaching you that, and that's where this is going to come in real handy, learning the root of a word. Mishpat, it was in here quite a bit, wasn't it? Wasn't Mishpat in here quite a bit? Yeah. Again, y'all have to, please ignore my writing.
Is there an ancient Hebrew dictionary or just a Hebrew dictionary?
You can get just a biblical.
Oh, that's called biblical, okay.
I mean, no, this isn't called biblical. You can get just a biblical, but this has all the biblical words in it too.
Okay.
I'm gonna be throwing some modern at you in about 6 weeks.
Refrigerator.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm gonna be throwing some modern at you. Some of you going to Israel will have to be able to converse.
Oh.
You don't have to converse, but now look at y'all got me off here. Okay, okay. Where is the root in this word?
The first 3 letters.
There you go. Mishpat. Mem Shesh, okay? But this is where a Hebrew dictionary, I thought it was crazy when the rabbi had me go digging up words out of the Hebrew dictionary. It helped me tremendously when I started reading. Even if I didn't know what I was reading, I could find, he would give me a book and I could find the root of the word. That's tremendous in helping you understand vocabulary. So how did y'all do? I didn't count how many I had. Did y'all do pretty good on finding several words?
Kinda.
Okay. We had a lot of prefixes, didn't we? We had derek, in the way, in the road. We had lots of suffixes. Mishpate, we're going to be talking about that today. Did y'all find other words you knew, like tovim, emet? Now, y'all had a lot of vocabulary. Derek, y'all had a lot of vocabulary, and I want to make sure that y'all keep up with the vocabulary you had last time, as well as what we did with Gabe prior to starting in here, because I may throw a pop quiz on you. Okay?
I didn't do that class.
Oh, well, yeah, but hey, you can read it, so I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about you. Okay, so just continue to do that.
You have
Just-
room for one more?
Micah? Is Micah coming?
No.
Yeah, let's see right
Yes.
there.
You said you weren't gonna make
Two more
it.
minutes?
Yeah, we just opened up the back door. It was.
Okay, I'll turn the heat off.
She needs a chair.
This chicken?
We got one.
We got a chair right here. Come sit right here. Right in the front. Come up, sit right here, and it's not so hot.
Just all the bad kids.
Okay, any questions, about what I asked you to do? Now, I might ask you to do something else with this page after today. Now, I don't even know if I'd be able to do it. I've made mine so messy, but if I use a different color, I might be okay. After we look at vowels today.
I'm kind of rainbow.
Yeah, we can maybe make some more. Okay, what we did last week, I wanted you to take these words that we went over and that I had you look up in the Strongs. Okay, those words there that represent the word, and I wanted you to go into Psalm 119 here and circle everywhere you saw, circle or highlight or whatever, everywhere you saw that word in some form. You might not have seen mishpat, but you might have seen mishpate or mishpatim. You might not have seen Derek, but you might have seen ha-Derek. Okay? De Torah, Torateka. So, if you haven't finished that, I went back over it a couple of times. Bonnie and I were talking, texting back and forth, and I went back over it again because she said she found something that I did not find the amount of shamars you found.
Well, I had a question.
5.
Oh, I didn't go up here now.
No.
Okay, down there? Okay, see?
5.
See? She found 5 shamars and I did not, so I need to go back and do that again. And I didn't say how many there were, I just wanted you to begin to recognize it. So if you want to review that this week, okay? I'm not going to throw any more Hebrew text at you this week. We got enough to cover. Okay? What? I think I do. I was trying to find some, and I don't know where they are at this moment. Oh, this is what I was looking for. That's from last week. That's from last week. Oh, did I do the same? No. Okay, hand that back to Adrian or Ariana. I do have another. There's one. I got, whoops, no, I don't have one more. Okay. Adrian, you're going to share with your wife on that one right now. Okay.
Here's the first page,
Okay.
and if you tell me which part of it is, because I wrote,
Yeah, you.
I thought it
you
was
wrote-
the second page
Yeah.
that we did, so
Okay.
so I highlighted, but
No.
not the same section y'all highlighted.
Yeah, this is, we got into, this is part of,
It's not the second part of 119, because I started with all of me. I got through Gimel, because I didn't know it wasn't sequential,
yeah,
so
'cause
I
here's
highlighted.
Gimel, here's Gimel right here, that's where the Gimel starts, and then after Gimel starts, Dalet.
Oh, so I did write it, and it wasn't.
You did bait, and then this one started with, that's bait, and then Gimel, it is in order, I think
Oh,
the
it is
second
a
page.
long. Oh, okay, so I
I said
did
it was.
highlight.
I said it wasn't.
You said it wasn't.
I
I was like,
like
oh no, I wrote all that.
Okay.
So here, you can have this. This goes through Dalet,
Okay.
so I can finish Dalet. and
Okay,
finish
here's
it.
another.
I got lazy.
Adrian, here's y'all, y'all don't have to share. It'd be nice if y'all share, but. Okay, so, now, we are going to move into vowel markings, which is called pointing. Do you know why vowels came into being?
To read it easier?
For pronunciation.
Preserve the sound.
Right, preserve the pronunciation that had been handed down for centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries, millennia. They did not want to lose that, so the Masoretic text came with pointing so that we would know how it has been pronounced for eons. Now, with my southern dialect, I butcher it constantly. But, okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to look at Hebrew vowels, okay? First thing I want you to do is take out your vowel chart that I handed out to everybody. Everybody have one? Everybody got one? Yeah, we got them. Here's one. Anybody need one? Everybody
Oh,
good?
wait, that's what I have. That.
Okay, that's it, okay. Okay,
Which one's your favorite so far?
and this was done in the second half of the first millennium, okay? And it is an elaborate system, and you'll notice, y'all know already, most of your vowels are under a letter or beside the letter. There's only one that is above, okay? We're gonna talk about that. But most of them are under because they wanted you to be able to still see the consonantal, reading. They didn't want to mess up to the point that you're like, whoa, I'm so used to reading this without vowels, or oh, I'm so used to reading this with vowels. I love it because the placement of vowels still lends itself to you learning to read without them. Gabe would be happy about that. So, there are vowel charts, and we're going to go over them. We're not going to cover. There's a couple of extras depending on how much time we have as to what not much time today. Okay. All right. So first thing we're going to do is long vowels. Now, get English out of your head. Because a long A sounds like what? English, okay? In English, a long A sounds like A, like hey. Is it any wonder our kids in school write they? They, right? Okay, English is a very difficult language. Very difficult, a lot harder than Hebrew. It is. It's a lot harder. You just grew up with English, but if you had to learn English, those of you and your friends that have come from Spanish-speaking backgrounds know English is difficult.
And when you come from another language to English, in my case, because Spanish is my first language.
Right.
When you get to the vowel pronunciation, it was so hard for me because in Spanish it's completely different.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
It's very hard.
Yeah, I found Spanish. I took Spanish for 8 years. Don't ask me to speak it. Donnie laughs.
You can be translated for Gabriel.
Yeah,
and that's
no. It might as well be Greek, cat Greek, or whatever. But anyway, I loved Spanish. To me, it was easier to learn. I felt like there were less rules, okay, than English grammar. So anyway, but I'm a linguist major. Y'all have to understand, I love language, okay? I love language. So, all right, so our long vowels, so you've got to get that out of your head. Okay, so the first, I'm going to use a bait, and I want you to use the bait. Okay, here's your chart. Okay, I'm going to use a bait to put the vowels under. Okay, it's just easy to see the placement of them. Okay, the first vowel is chametz. Okay, let me spell that for you. Chametz, and this is considered long. These are long vowels, and it has the ah sound as in father. You can write that. The ah sound as in father. I'm not going to teach y'all transliteration. I think it would overload your
Which
brain.
page are you on? This one?
No, this.
Oh, this. Okay.
Yeah, the charts. Chametz, if you were to transliterate this, it would have this over it. And in English, we say A. Well, I'm not going to teach you transliteration. I don't see any time soon that any of y'all would have to transliterate it. When I say transliterate, I'm not talking about putting it into English. Putting it into English with the symbols that go with the Hebrew words, like you find in an Aramaic dictionary. Y'all don't need to know that, okay? I'm going to save you from that. Okay, chametz. Very popular vowel. You see it everywhere, okay? Chametz. All right? The next E class is called Siri. This is a long, and it's got the sound of A as in they. That's why I said you have to throw English out. It's got the sound of the English A, like in they. This is important because when we do the short vowels, you'll see the difference. Now let me tell you how I kind of remember these. Chametz, ah, right? Siri, I remember it as an E, even though it's not making that E sound. Okay? The next is the O class. Let's see which one they're doing here. Okay. I'm going to put it up here, and this is called the Holim. And this is O as in roll. O as in roll. I know I'm in y'all's way.
There's $2 over there when they're at the top. Yeah.
That's because I made it a bed. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Those are all. Those are all. Good point. Y'all also know there's another way to spell this. We'll get to that. There's another vowel. How else is this O spelled?
With the vav.
And it's called Holam Vav. Okay, we're going to get to that. But y'all know that. See, y'all already know a lot of this, okay? So this is Holam, okay? Now, I and you do not have are not considered long vowels. There's no attesting to an I or a U. So those are the only three you're going to see in the long vowels. Okay, we're going to do a summary. You have a summary chart. We're going to get to that, so we'll just take our time. Any questions? Ah is long, sounds like father. Siri is the E class, and it sounds like A in they. O class is the Holim, and it sounds like roll, our long, maybe what we would call our long O. Okay? But don't think long English. That's a problem, because one might match up to that, but the others are not. Okay? Let me know when you have that.
They sound like Spanish.
Yes.
They sound like
Exactly,
Spanish.
exactly.
German vowels too.
Yes. Like I said, English is a lot harder. Way we spell things, and we have English has a million exceptions to the rule. And
It's 'cause there are no
I loved
rules.
grammar. My son hated it.
There are no rules.
Y'all got that? Okay. All right, we're going to go to the short vowels. I want you to see the difference. Now, always understand that if this is under this, we do not say ah, do we? What are we saying here? Ba. What are we saying here? Be. What are we saying here? Bo. Okay? That's it, you know, when, people that's really struggle with Hebrew don't know where to pronounce the vowels, but y'all have already had that practice, so you know that. But a few exceptions, not many. A few exceptions, most of them are at the end of a word. Okay? All right, let's go to the short. I'm gonna leave this, but I'm gonna take away this. Everybody got this?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's do short. And when it comes to short, we actually do have a I class and a U class. I think on your chart, there may be, I may be up here, A-E-I-O-U, okay? We do remember that, okay? Now, these are short vowels. This one sounds very much like the chametz. It's called the patak, okay? But it is an A as in bat. So it's got the A sound, okay? So when you say short, now you understand, right? Ah is long in Hebrew, A is short in Hebrew. Our E class, this has been, I love this little vowel. I don't know why, maybe it's because you could put a smiley face underneath it and it would make you smile because you got it right. It's called the segol. Again, notice there's an A in this, there's an E in this. This is going to help you. Okay? Segol, and it is E. It is E as in better. It's got that E sound. Okay? The segol. Siri has the E-Y sound. Segol has the E sound. You can see it's shorter, right? You're not holding it as long. A, E. All right? Let me jump to the I class because I know that's in your, okay? The I class is called the hirek. Look there, there's an I in the name of the vowel, okay? And it is the I that is in sick. I. 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 Oh, I put that by the O. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's fix that. Okay. All right. Our O class. Now, this is a vowel that you're going to find. You're going to say, I don't know. I struggled with this one when I was taking private lessons. I struggled with this one. And it really, lately when I was studying it, it's really more simple to recognize. And most of the time it's just because you've read the text or you understand what the text is saying and you know what vowel is there. But the O class looks like what? What does that look like? What is it called? The chametz, right? The long A, the chametz. Well, it's called the chametz hatuf. Now, I know that really helps you a lot. And it is the O that you see in bottle. But how close does that sound? Bottle, father. Bottle, father. Okay? We'll talk about this. There's only really one word that throws me. If someone were to ask me to put vowel points down, it's the word kol, and you saw it a lot, and you see it a lot in the text, huh? Kol. This word.
It's not a T like the chametz?
Oh,
Okay, I'm
It can sometimes be, that can sometimes be a chametz hatuf, and sometimes it's a chametz.
So what,
Okay.
I,
Don't worry about this
no,
one.
I'm confused because that's a little T shape, and then the chametz is a little T shape as well?
Exactly. They look identical. That's what I'm saying.
Are they identical?
They're identical.
Oh my.
They're
goodness,
identical.
that's why- okay.
So it's not like,
But don't fret over that.
and it's not like one of the T shapes is at the end
No,
versus the middle?
they're identical.
Okay.
They are identical. The chametz looks just like this. Chametz looks just like that.
So you're saying there's only a really rare word.
A regular word that you're going to see is the word kol.
Did you spell that word? I missed when you wrote that.
It's kol lamed, and it looks like that.
And it's
Kol. Kol.
It's called.
What does it
It
step
means
five.
all. It means all your commandments. We had that words everywhere in the
Yes.
Torah. All. In fact, if you read through your Psalm 119, you saw lots of it. And sometimes it's hyphenated and goes into the Kol Mishpatim, Kol Mishpatei, Kol Derek.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yes, it's everywhere. Don't fret over that. Don't fret over that. When you pronounce it, you're going to pronounce it on it, whether you use the bottle sound or the ah sound, you're going to be all over it. Okay? So, I mean, there are other words, but that's the most common one you're going to find that they're going to say. If a real Hebrew teacher, not me, came in here and said, how do you spell all in Hebrew? And you say, Chof, Katuf, Lamed. Oh, no. It's spelled with a Chametz Hatuf. I said Katuf. Chametz Hatuf.
Is it a U?
This is a U. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all have. I'm sorry. I will try to. I do have a good handwriting, but not when I'm up on the board. Okay, the U. Let's go to the U class, and I like this one. Okay. Kibbutz. Not to be confused with the kibbutzim in Israel. Kibbutz, and it is the U as in ruler. Now see, we would call that long, wouldn't we, in English? Okay? But it's like this sound, ruler. Okay. Patak, segol, hirek, chametz, hatuf, kibbutz, u. Okay. Now, I will tell you this. I mean, you do need to learn that. I mean, you do need to know the names of the vowels early on. After that, you'll just know which one to put down. If I ask you to vowel some Hebrew text and you know the word, you may say, I know it's the one with the 3 dots. I don't remember the name of it, but I know it's the one with the 3 dots, okay? But I do encourage you. I know this is the kind of memorization. Come on in, Toby. This is the kind of memorization. Is that chair working over there by you?
It is.
Memorization. It requires you looking at it a lot. I realize that. But I've got some homework for you. So that'll help. Okay? All right. Let me know if everybody's got that. Everybody got that? Okay. All right. This is going to help when you start reading the Torah. This is going to help because you're going to know how to sound out a word. Even if you don't know what the word is, you're going to know how to sound out the word. Okay? Now, our next is called reduced. And we have reduced in English. I don't know that they're called reduced. It's just another vowel. And again, this is like the long vowels. There is not an I class or a U class, just A, E, O. Okay? Now, Gabe has introduced this particular figure to you. What is that? It's not the Shiva. It's not the Shiva.
If it's in the middle of a word, it means stopping.
I shouldn't have asked that question because we're going to talk about Shiva. This is called a hatef, and it's to the side. It's to the side. Hatef, patak. There's your patak. Okay, a reduced vowel is already going to be a short vowel because we're going to say it even less than we say it. It's even more reduced in pronunciation. Does that make sense? So instead of now it's kind of like
It's a quick sound, right?
a quick sound, a very reduced sound. This is called the hatef. So this is called hatef what? Patak. Hatef patak. And it is like the A in amuse. Can y'all think of some other words like amuse? We barely say it, right? About. We don't say about or about. We say about. About 12. Amuse. So it is a reduced vowel. There's quite a few of these in text, in Hebrew text, especially when you get in past 3, into 2 and 3 syllable words. Okay. The E class. I keep taking my glasses off. I can't see without it. The E class, okay, what is this? What is this vowel? Short. Segol, I heard someone say segol. So if I put the hatef beside it, it's the hatef what?
Segol.
Segol, okay? And it's got that sound as in as in metallic. Hear how you hardly hear that? Metallic. In fact, if you said that in the South, some people would spell it M-U or M-A, wouldn't they? Metallic. Metallic. It's very, very short. Can y'all think of some other words where we say it? Trying to think of some other English words where we just don't say it as much.
Bet.
Well, bet would be more of a segol without the hatef, huh?
Escape.
Escape. That would probably be a good one. Escape. We barely hear it. Okay, escape. It's usually a two-syllable word. Okay. Hatef segol, and so we have the O class. So what was the O class that we were all worried about? The chametz hatuf, right? The chametz hatuf. Well, this is, they're really going to confuse you on this one. Hatef chametz. Instead of hatef chametz hatuf.
They shorten it, they reduce the word.
So here's the hatef. Now remember, it's not right under, it's the vowel is going to be more centered, the hatef is going to be over to the side, okay? That's why you, first of all, it's going to always be with a vowel. The shavah will not, right? Because the shavah, as I teach you, it actually stands as a vowel, silent or vocal, okay? So that is the hatef, reduced. So we have the long, as in father, and it's called the what? Chametz. We have the siri. How does it sound? A. And what's it? I told you what it sounds. Siri. Okay. Then we have the O, and it's the cholem, and it's in like roll. So it's like a long O. Then we have our short. Okay. What is the patak sound like? Like that. Okay. What does the segol sound? Okay, as in like better. What does the I, what is it called? Hire, and it sounds like it is in sick. Okay, then we have the O class. It's the chametz hatuf, right? And it sounds like like in bottle, if you want to spell something with an O. Then we have our U class, and it's called the kibbutz, and it sounds like ooh, right, ruler, okay? So, and again, there's not really, think about it, amuse, if you try to write a reduced in these, you're going to get one of these sounds. That's why there's no I, or you don't have to worry about that, but it'd be duplicating a sound, okay?
What's the reduced of, like a word that we would hear it out of?
Let's see if they got an example in here. Oh, commit. Commit. O as in commit. 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 Regardless of what your dialect is, it's like metallic. You just really can't tell. If you asked a foreigner to spell commit, they might put a U. They might put an A, depending on where they're from, right? Commit. They might put an I.
I reckon.
Huh?
I
I reckon. That's right.
And how
Okay.
scoring the birds.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go to our summary. Let's work on our summary together. You will have a summary chart. I do recommend you look at each chart, but you will have a summary chart there. So let's set this up. Y'all like everybody got this? Move this over. We're going to have a summary chart. We're going to have long, short, and reduced. Okay? There's actually a couple of others, but we're not dealing with that right now. I mean, when I say that, we might run, we don't have time. Okay, let's do this. A, E, I, O, U. A class, E class, I class, O class, U class, okay? The long, what does it look like? And it's called what?
Comments.
Come on.
No, just comments. This is the A class.
Oh, this is A class.
Okay? All right, what about the E? What is the long? What does the long E look like? What does it look like?
Two dots.
Two dots, and it's called the what?
Seven.
Set A. Set E, set A. Sorry about that, I ran that all together. Okay, remember what I said in long? There is no I, there is no U class, okay? So O, what does the long O sound like? What does it look like? Poem. And it's got that O sound as in roll, okay? Celery has that sound as in A. Remember that, that's important, okay? All right, let's go to our short. What does the short A look like, and what's it called? It's a line. Patak, it's a line, and it's called the patak. The E class, what is it called? Segul. And what does it look like? Y'all will never forget the Segul. Stephen Seagal. All right, y'all laugh. I memorize however I can memorize. Okay, in the short there is I, O, and U. And what does the I look like?
A dot.
It's a dot, and it's called what? Here. Okay, and it's got the sound of what? Ick, sick. Okay, and you can hear that in here, can't you? Kind of, you know. Let those things teach you. I'm that kind of a learner. I even let names help me along. Okay, O. What does the O look like?
A little T.
Ah, what does it look like?
Comments.
And what's it called?
It's very Egyptian.
Yes.
Butchering the name. You know what I
Comments. Hatuf. That looks like a Z, and I meant to see that's the Hebrew coming out in me. It's an S back there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. However you want to say. Yeah.
It has foreign a good example of that vowel, whatever.
What does?
Has foreign the birds in Hebrew.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, the U vowel, there is no long, but the short is what? Kibbutz. Okay.
down.
Kibbutz.
I'm sorry, what's our homework? I have to go.
Oh, okay.
Vowel.
Do these pages right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And that's
Okay.
gonna be online so I can watch the rest of it?
Yes, she's got that taken care of. Okay, our reduced vowels, again, there is no what. What two things are not in the reduced? I and U, okay? So our A reduced, okay, it's reduced, so we know that it's gonna use already a shorter sound, okay? So it's gonna be, what's that called? Patak, yeah. Your reduced is not gonna have a long sound. It's gonna start with your short sound and add a shorter pronunciation. Does that make sense? Okay, so when we get to here, we okay? Even in sound, we're reducing. Okay, so that's patak, hatuf, right? Hatef, I'm sorry. Patak, hatef. That is called the hatef. That little dot like that with the vowel is called the hatef. And actually I have it backwards, it's hatef, patak. Sorry. Hatef, patak. Get ahead of myself. Okay, on the E, what vowel are we going to use for reduced vowel?
Reducible.
The segol. And it's gonna be called what? The Hatef Sego. You're just naming what you got under your, you're just naming what you have underneath your, underneath your letter.
Like Elohim, right?
Yeah, yeah, does it have a Hatef?
The one I study, yeah,
Okay.
from the Hebrew part. I might be wrong.
I'm sorry, I should know that. We all should know that one really well, shouldn't we? Okay, O, okay. Again, we have that letter that reminds us of the chametz, but it's for an O, but it's got the, so it's called what? The hatef chametz. Without saying hatuf at the end. Okay, you got it. All right. Now, let's look at our homework, because what you're going to do and in your Psalm 119, if you still have room this week, why don't you pick a letter? Don't pick this one. Okay? Don't pick the exception. Okay? Pick the everybody knows the chametz. Everybody's pretty familiar with that one. Pick the seri, the segol, the patak. Maybe just say with a little red pen, I'm going to go through and I'm going to circle everywhere I see a patak. Okay? I mean, I'm just giving you that if you want to challenge yourself to begin to, and say it. Patak, 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 patak. Chametz, chametz, chametz. Say it out loud to yourself. Kibbutz, kibbutz, kibbutz. These are fun to find. I mean, because, you know, they're very obvious. Okay? All right, with your vowels, what I'd like you to do with this homework is it's asking you to name the vowel. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, nobody's looking over you. Adrian over Ariana, Ariana over Adrian. The kids will have this down pat, so you can't look at their page. Okay? No, Stacy, you can't read off of Noah's. I want you to study your vowel charts. Okay? Then I want you to put them away, and I want you to try with a pencil. With a pencil, try to name the ones that you can without looking at your chart. If you get them wrong, if you're using pencil, you can always go back and change it, okay? Or cross through what you thought it was so that you know where you're starting, where you maybe you're forming a habit with that particular vowel, okay? I want you to name, it says name the vowel and then give what sound it makes, whether it's a long A, short, O, reduced, because there are some reduced ones. Now, number 14 we did not cover today. Yes, that is a chametz, but it's called a chametz hay, and we're going to talk about that. Do we not have a lot of Hebrew words that end in ah with the hay at the end that is not pronounced? Okay, that's a vowel. It's actually a vowel form called a chametz hay. So 14 we have not gone over today. We will next week. There's not. It's easy to understand.
Say the name again. Say the name again.
Number 14 we did not go over today. Yes, it is a chametz, but the actual vowel name is chametz hay because there's a silent hay at the end, and there's lots of, like Torah, there's lots of words like that in the scriptures. Okay, number 17. Okay, see that? Two possibilities. Again. All right, now your second page, your second, third page. This is just 20 proper nouns, names. Abraham, Yaakov, Israel. Anyway, write them without the vowel, just like the example. Then write them with the vowel marking. And as you write the vowel mark, you're given the vowels. Okay. As you write them, say the vowel. Say the vowel. It's so important that you say this out loud as you're working with it. It will help you learn it. My dogs probably can speak Hebrew. So, anyway, there's 20 nouns there. I had lots more vocabulary to give you, but as Donnie said, I didn't overload you. So.
It's like me and Gabe.
If you didn't get through looking up the Strongs last week, with these words. Take your time this week and do that. Also look through that section of scripture and see if you can find any more. Pretty soon, I'm gonna step out of the textbook. But she needs the, if you wanna copy that real quick, you need the strong numbers and the name of the word. The strong number and the name of the word. Y'all have any questions? But I probably
Today's homework will consume the rest of my existence, right?
Exactly. It will not.
I think what helps
Here, this is from, did I give you this one?
Did you get these? Okay, so you wanna look at those words and find them all through here.
Yeah, but you wanna look them up in Strong's first, so. I'll bring us another Hebrew text, because by the time y'all start noticing letters, if I go back and do letters on this, we're not gonna be able to read it. So I'll bring y'all some new Hebrew text next week, so. I am blessed and, not so blessed to have, no, I had a teacher lead me through this, so that's, without somebody helping you through that. I have lots of Hebrew resources. I've been playing with the Hebrew language for probably 15 to 20 years. Wow. I probably own every language course out there, from Texas A&M, Pimsleur, Easy, Rosetta Stone, yes, Rosetta Stone, you name it, I've got it. So I'm pulling from lots of different resources that I found helpful to me. Like I like that in that particular course, and I like that in that particular course. This is the book that I had a private teacher in Israel help me, teach me this, okay? So I'm using the same techniques he taught, but you can go in here and read this. But when I look at this, I see notes that he told me, that he told me. So the handouts you're getting right now come from the workbook of this, but don't go buy the workbook. I've got a blank workbook. I can make you copies of it, okay? So don't buy a blank workbook. If you want this is very technical. It's very textbook, unless you like reading textbooks. But I want to help you understand it. We're not going into some of the chapters because they're not necessary for us to learn to read and learn vocabulary. I mean, if you want to be able to, we're not going to go into weak and strong verbs. We're not going to go into that kind of stuff. We're going to stick to what's going to help us grow our vocabulary so that we can read the word. Okay? Great. Blessings. Go for it.